practice patience, how to turn restraint into compassion. I need to ask you something. You can't ask me. How to transfer anger. It's very important to turn into compassion. There are many methods. Method of use. It's usually a concept shift. For your children and grandchildren. For your loved ones. This anger turns into compassion. So let's switch the concept back. The Buddha often teaches us that all beings with us are one. In other words, the present is the same life. Suddenly, compassion arises. Sentient beings make very serious mistakes. You still use compassion to treat them. Need to understand. All. What is the relationship between beings and us? It's very important. This is the teaching center of the Dharma. The sixth question is, after taking refuge, should I give up my status as a leper? This is not necessary. Refuge is for any person. Refuge is learning according to Buddha. So whether it's young or old, or any profession, refuge is learning. You think we're going to school to learn. Study with a good teacher. Do you have to leave the party or not? Do you have to give up your citizenship? Do you have to give up your family? It's all unnecessary. This is learning. And for anything, all have benefits. For your life there are benefits. For how to make your people benefit. For your work there are benefits. For the socialist country, your party has an interest. We need to understand this. This fellow practitioner has 3 questions. The first question is, after the light and dark lock time. But the incense hasn't burned yet. Can you extinguish Wang? The next time you continue the course, it can continue. It's like France to light those incense. Not like France. The incense hasn't burned yet. Just let the incense burn. There is no need to stop the flow. But burning incense in front of Buddha, normally, just light an incense stick. Don't light too much. This flavor is the expression. Too low will create air pollution. So a flavor compression denotes the hue limit. Hue Wang regulations. It also shows the 5 parts of France is to express this meaning. The second question is that the body is sick. In the Oriental medicine doctor's prescription, there are 5 poisons. People talk about whether these drugs can be taken. You can drink. It can be used as medicine. For example, alcohol can be used. I know it's in the 6th grade. There's a lot of alcohol, medicine. This can be used. It's not a violation. It's not a violation. The third question is, who really practices? Is there a cause and effect for this? Once upon a time the Master spoke very clearly. those who practice without cause and effect. Do you have to suffer the consequences? When it comes to the cause and effect, that person knows clearly the previous cause and effect. Newspaper later. It's the same as paying off debt. It's impossible to say that the great spiritual practitioner don't pay. There is no such morality. You must pay the debt. But they pay their debts in a very comfortable way. Pay the debt happily. Not like normal people. When ordinary people pay their debts, they feel it's very annoying. Not self-contained, but great practitioners are very free. Asked this fellow practitioner, "My good friend, I knew from a young age that he would die. He lived to be 38 years old. He didn't even dare to go on a plane." Master said the Dharma can help him. How can we make him to believe in the Dharma? I can help him. You introduced Shao. He read Lu Van Van Wan. I've talked to you about this before. Destiny is self-made, self-changeable. There's a lot of examples of improving our lives. As you can all see, the layman, you in the forest can see it. Extreme tube, 12 years ago, he had cancer, and the doctor said he wouldn't live for 3 months. That's the truth. Your test results. It is still kept today. If I show it to you, it'll freak you out. Cancer cells are growing all over the body. He didn't go to the doctor, he didn't take his medication, but run to the layman lamb to do the service. Live one day because the Dharma does one day. It's been 15 now, no problem. When you go to check again, your cancer cells are gone. This case is a miracle in Singaporean medicine. So fate can be transformed. Life is certain. You know that life is your own creation, and you can change your own destiny. He has sewers. It's a big donation for 30 of us from Beijing. I hope Master can help him. It's good that you gave him the 4-legged funnel. We have here a video recording of the fourfold training. Give this VCD to him. Books and plates were given to him. Tell him to watch it many times. Normally, I teach new practitioners to learn Buddhism. I read 300 times the book. If you don't read that much, your impression will not be profound. Your trust is not strong. You can read 300 times. Then you will naturally understand Ra is destiny. It can be converted. Besides, is there money and power? Rich life is a blessing or not? And a life of poverty? Difficult, but understand the Dharma in a pure mind. Enthusiasm to help people. It's not a blessing, is it? Your way of saying this is wrong. If there can be a place of enlightenment in the Dharma, pure heart of goodness, this is a true blessing. You need to know that money has the power to live well. But if you create, poor thing, that's not a blessing. That's what's in the eye. Normal people we see wrong. That kind of blessing comes from a previous life. To enjoy all of that blessing, they will fall into 3 evil ways. So that's not a blessing. The poor are good. If you want to create poor people, there is no chance. This is good ascension. Hard work. Medical service. Then the afterlife profit will be extremely bright. The next question is what people are doing. Blessing is easy to create. That's right, wrong. But when the poor are miserable, only 2 white hands, it's easy to see through the Dharma. So which one is closest to the Dharma? What is truly a blessing? Now that you understand, I don't need to say it again. The next question is hope. It's for a young la person like you. Sincere advice. What we've been preaching these days, it's all sincere advice. They're all honest words. When you come back, you can bring it with you. This fellow practitioner has 4 questions. The first question is to recite the Buddha while sleeping. When I woke up, I found myself reciting the Buddha. So don't want to stop. I don't want to wake up and not move. I want to keep thinking like that. The Buddha in such a state, who is reciting the Buddha? Is the true mind reciting the Buddha, or the mind is reciting the Buddha? Is that what it is? Self-awareness or not? Reciting Buddha like that is your Buddha recitation technique. I'm starting to have my own phenomenon. If you start to think, that much will ruin all your work. Then, let them all wear it. Doesn't generate any new good ideas. Don't think about it. Think like this, think like that, then it's broken. I have been reciting the Buddha for a long time. If you can't hear the Buddha, you can also hear the Buddha's name. This is also a good place. The sound of that recitation is clear. It's clear that I didn't recite the Buddha. Besides, there is no one reciting the Buddha. This is all good territory. But not general. If the general still has delusional distinctions, it's called the ghost world. So in the sutra, it's very clear. As long as we're not attached, it's a good place for everyone. The second question is, when you wake up, being in a coma, but knowing that you are in a coma. Know the Buddha's name. Still no further interruptions. The thought is very clear. So in the dark, whether the Buddha is born or not, the Buddha is born. When you're down, that Buddha's sign is clear. Prove you're not depressed. If it really goes down, the Buddha will no longer exist. When others recite the Buddha, you don't hear it either. Then that's really the drowsiness. So this world is not the world of drowsiness. The third question is, when reciting the Buddha, the sign is clear. Each word clearly followed, without interruption. I feel no remembrance. If you want to be pure, just keep reciting this Buddha sign. Then the Buddha suddenly, no more. It's very quiet. We should continue to look like this now, or continue to reinvigorate the Buddha's name. The silent world. There's no Buddha sign, there's no remembrance. Is to enter the stage, actually reciting the Buddha, or no water. To Min. I don't know what to do in this world. The Diamond Sutra says, France should release the illegal lake. Dharma is not the same as Dharma. Just because of delusion and attachment, you can't gain the wisdom of a general like Lay. If there is no hope, can you put it down? Can't let go. What is the reason you are still delusional? If you no longer fantasize, then you're not going to ask this question anymore. You ask this question as evidence. Your delusion is not over. This state of yours in the Dharma is called social life. The 5 types of happiness are suffering. You're a very short-lived world, not very long. There is no anxiety in my mind. The body has no joy. The Buddha's name also has no pure mind. It's a good scene, but the time is short. You can't hold it long. You think about whether you can maintain this state 24 hours a day. Then you still have to recite the Buddha. If you do not recite the Buddha, you will still suffer from the 3 evil ways. So for the recitation of the Buddha, 10 directions, 3 times, the Buddha advised all great bodhisattvas. In the Diamond Sutra says, no wrong. France has to clear the illegal lake. The word discharge is meant to teach you not to be attached. It's not unnecessary. If you don't like it, I like it. None Buddha, because we have been preaching Dharma for 49 years. If you like the Buddha, you have made a mistake. He taught everyone to relax. Why do you teach so much? It's not that you're hurting people or SAO. The Buddha teaches you to be unattached. Do you need it or not? If you don't need it, it's dangerous. All the bodhisattvas, using the Dharma to save all sentient beings. All sentient beings who are far from the Dharma, reincarnation is bound to fall 3 evil ways. This morality must be understood. Then reciting the Buddha in this world. I still have to put up a sign that's the best. The 4th question is when to pray. Feel entered into a state. There is no thought, no thought. Completely silent continuously without interruption. It's very quiet. In the mind appears. 2. To be a audio dialogue. The sign is not broken. The conversation is also clear. Is this a strain that's the current family? This. You don't have to pay attention. If you do, it's easy to get spooked. This world, if you don't notice, it's a good world, but if you pay attention, it's a ghost world. Employers often, when the current money scene, it doesn't matter what the world looks like. Whether it's the Buddha realm or the ghost realm. If you don't notice, it's a good thing. Because when you don't have the skill, ghosts won't come looking for you. Ghosts despise you. When the time comes, it will be with you. When you're a little bit conscientious, But know that in the future you will give birth to the world of ecstasy anymore. If you want revenge, there will be no chance. So, ghosts to obstacles, you use a lot of words to charm you. If you don't pay attention, it won't work. If you've just started to think, if you pay attention, you will be easily fooled. Things like this. The Buddha in the mausoleum says a lot. It's also very clear. The shaman asked a question. It's been a year and a half now. When it was first established, most of my fellow practitioners are very diligent. But so far, there's a lot of people who have broken their hearts. So how can we help them? Such an event is also very normal. Some people say they studied for a year. Buddha in front of the eyes of learning Buddha, 2 years Buddha on the horizon. Study Buddhism for 3 years. Buddha becomes a cloud of smoke. You are currently studying Buddhism. Buddha has reached the horizon. And this time next year, I'm afraid that people in the Buddhist path will have no AI. So it's possible to know. Becoming a Buddha is not easy. People who have no patience. If you don't have a long-term mind, you can do it. This point is testing. Recollection of the Buddha in the Buddha way. Everybody's gone. I'm the only one who remembers Buddha, reciting the Buddha as clean as possible, as free. I don't care about people more or less. But look at the people who have achieved. In the future, who recites the Buddha in this way. Some people are actually born. The beauty of the Buddha path is to look from here. It's not how many people there are. 1,000, 2,000 recite the Buddha without if a person being able to recite this Buddha path 7 times. You see the West closely only. To recite the Buddha's way of enlightenment and there are only 12 people, Bodhisattva, but everyone is born. It's the perfect revenge, nothing compared with. We need to understand this morality. Recollection of resignation. It's good and weak. The virtue of virtue is very thin. We have no way of doing this. The only method is because, as the school needs to preach every day. The day of the sermon is to advise people, remind everyone. We can only use this method to help them. Vietnamese method. You need to understand. It's an achievement in this life. It is the practice of a lifetime of Buddhahood. So you look closely. Are the practitioners like a Buddha? Is it like wanting to be a Buddha or not? That person is not like doesn't Buddha. Look like a Buddha. Then you don't have to worry. You need to worry about yourself. Worry less about others for yourself. It must be needed in this life. Certain achievement. Whether others succeed or not is their business. We always help them, guide them. They don't learn. Today's era is about opening up democracy and freedom. No one can manage others. This is definitely need to know. So some people misunderstand. I want a magician to help them. So they came to me and I said, "You're wrong. These young wizards, he's my disciple, he's my student." I said, "Wrong, no. All these wizards are my friends. You must know. Today, there are no more teachers and students. There are no more students. Students do not listen to the teacher. Not only no teachers, no students. Even your father is no more. The son does not listen to the father. The daughter does not listen to the mother. Because the liberal democratic era is opening up. Everyone is a friend. Then we're all very free. Then we live together. It'll be fun. If you have to make this name, then you will be afflicted. Daycare. Day of sorrow. You, Dante, have to live such miserable days. Everyone is equal. Everyone is a friend. Side helping each other. You use this mentality. Living in this world, you are alone. You can really let it go. A resident asked. He said his family's a fisherman. He is currently in charge of Singapore's operations. All frozen seafood of the hotel restaurant. All provided by you. Listen to the Bible today. Know that it is creating evil karma in the restless mind. If you change to another profession, then the work of his relatives in other places, like Thailand, Japan, will be affected. What should the magician do? In a situation like this, mainly career makers, you are not a friend, you are serving others. The boss is the creator, is the head. You're the maids. It's like a trial. The boss is the main culprit. Your partners. The crime of the accomplice is relatively mild, but you need to be enlightened again. If you can help these suffering beings, if it's frozen to death, then this is out of the way. If you see it alive, you can release it. To free one of them. Free up to children. But it's frozen to death. Then you should often recitation of the Buddha's devotional sutras for them. Then the help. Your relationship with these beings is relatively large. Give them direction. The profits you share. The salary you get. In addition to spending for the essential needs in your own life. The rest is released. You're not only not guilty, that you've cultivated merit there. In any case, they can all like merit. We need to understand this morality. The last question is that there are many women today tie abortion. How to help these fetal souls? For those who women who have abortions mitigate their sins. Abortion is murder. More than killing your own family. Certain reportage in hell. This is because they don't know the seriousness. I hope they can remember a lot the Tibetan Bodhisattva's vow. This is extremely poor. Because this person is reincarnated into your family. There are 4 kinds of relationships for you that the Buddha says. A debt repayment notice. They just came, you killed them. Even if it comes to grace, grace will turn into resentment. If it comes to complaining, the newspaper is more resentful. It will be terrible later. So this is an absolutely stupid thing to do. This is not responsible. The unspeakable retribution is terrifying. So the people of the world are ignorant. This poor thing is so heavy. Feel the eternal fireworks life does not like. Accident of eternal life.